I'm Gaz, and this is Let's Play S.O.R.S. This is a review copy sent to me by the developers, and I guess you could say that it is a medical diagnostic simulation game. It's inspired by Papers, Please, only it's about 1,000 times more difficult. So let's go ahead and get started, and you'll see what I mean. Yes, let's go ahead and delete that one. Loading the S.O.R.S system. Enter my name to log in. First time login detected. Please answer a security question to proceed. A murderer, bleeding to death. Save or leave? I'm a doctor. We'll save him. Login accepted. Loading S.O.R.S. Loading email. Loading profile. Loading diagnosis. What the hell? So right away I noticed a volume bug there, where the volume actually resets to 100% when you start a new game. Not so great. Hi Gaz, welcome Doctor. We're always thrilled to have a new recruit. This is your email screen. All your emails are sent here. Press escape on any screen to view the options menu where you can change sound settings or leave the game, as we call it here. Dr. Tio wants you to get started straight away, so we'll send more info on the other systems through later. Enjoy your training. Kind regards, the admin team. Yes, okay, great. So one thing that kind of bothers me is that even though we have new emails, there's no real indication right here of which are the new emails, and we end up keeping all of them. Welcome, dear Gaz. Congratulations on your new post, and welcome to the facility. I'm your assigned mentor. Once you're familiar with the email system, you can start to see your first patients. Actually, they're volunteers we use to train up newbies, so don't be too intimidated. Oh, and by the way, we'll be doing most of our talking through email, unfortunately. I'll explain later. Thanks, Dr. Tio. Unknown, you have a chance. You're the newest recruit, so I'll give you a chance. Finish your training quickly. We need to talk. Bad things are happening here. Mysterious Justice Lady. Okay, great. So, we need to open up the diagnosis guide to find out generally how we play the game. And right now, all of the diagnoses and how to solve them, or how to treat them rather, are locked. So we'll unlock those as the game goes on. It gets difficult almost immediately, however. So anyway, this is basic help, basic console commands, discharge. Used to remove healthy patients who require no treatment. That is our only tip right now. So let's see some patients. Garden and zoo floors and skyscrapers allow workers to take a break and view nature close up. Yeah, so the story behind this game, I guess, is that it's set in the future, when people are living in very tall skyscrapers above ground, and everywhere down below is just sort of left back to nature. Cars, trains, basic transportation, really, have all been replaced. Day 1. Patients to see. Only one. Type discharge or D in the console to remove healthy patients. As far as we know, there's nothing wrong with this patient. We have no information whatsoever. All we can do here is D to discharge them. Patient scene 1. We hit the target. Accuracy 100%. Status passed. Press space to leave. Hi, hopefully you found that easy. Yes, in fact, I found it very easy. As I said, we'll be talking mostly by email. This facility deals with some highly infectious diseases, so contact between people is severely limited. Anyway, back to seeing patients. Look at the observations part of the patient console to see the notes the nurse has put in. Prescribe lifestyle advice to anyone who needs it. This could be for smokers, heavy drinkers, overweight people, or people who may be lonely or stressed. Thanks, Dr. Tio. We have a data leak. I guess actually they do glow a little bit green, the new ones. But anyway. Dear all, unfortunately our system was hacked recently and it looks like some parts of the system were compromised. We don't know the full extent of the damage, but we are working full-time to fix the leak. Please bear with us. Kind regards, Dr. J. King. Gotta click on that one even though it's open first. Dear Gaz, welcome to the S.O.R.S division. S.O.R.S is a new scanning technology which can help identify certain conditions non-invasively, which means an easier and quicker diagnosis. The technology works by shining light into the body when monitoring light reflected at certain wavelengths which indicate the levels of certain minerals. Then monitoring. Yeah, so the game apparently is based on actual science and future technologies. So what we see in the game is potentially something that will happen to us on this planet in the future, and I have no doubt about that. So those are all the new emails. Let's go to the diagnosis guide and look at the new stuff we can do. So, lifestyle advice, that is pretty much the only thing we can do right now for new patients. Use the observations entry in the patient history panel to diagnose lifestyle advice. Indications lifestyle advice is required. Smokes, or indicators of smoking, like wrinkles on face and stained teeth. Drinks alcohol heavily or over 3-unit daily limit. Lives unhealthily, does not socialize with others, and is stressed. If patient presents symptoms of heavy drinking, smoking, or feelings of stress and loneliness, prescribe lifestyle advice. It's just general lifestyle advice. For now, I think later on we'll unlock more specific advice that we can give, which is going to make the game really freaking complex. Background. I'm just going to read everything in the game, so I hope you're okay with that. Healthy living can lead to a longer life expectancy and a higher quality of life. Helping people cut down on unhealthy habits, like smoking or excessive alcohol consumption, can help improve their general health. Living a healthier life can also help people feel more relaxed. Feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression can have many different causes. Sometimes they are caused by temporary problems, and if these problems are resolved, the feelings can go away. However, these feelings can be more persistent, in which case it is advisable to talk to someone. Friends, family, a doctor, or a local charity can all help. Different types of help are available for symptoms of low mood, depression, or stress. The most common is self-help, which includes relaxation techniques such as meditation. There are also talking therapies, which offer a more structured and formal approach to dealing with these symptoms. Finally, there is medication available for clinically diagnosed conditions such as depression. We can look at the diagnosis, and this was just telling me that all I have to do is say, hey, you should change the way you're living. Treatment. If patients present symptoms of heavy drinking, smoking, or feelings of stress and loneliness, prescribe lifestyle advice. That is it. So let's go see the patients. Before international travel was banned, global disease epidemics were frequent due to the world's dense population. Yes, it's also a very dystopian future, which should surprise no one. Here we go. Patients 3, we now have to get 50% accuracy. One mistake, whether you don't diagnose right or you don't treat right, counts against the accuracy. So yeah, it totally sucks. And just one thing, though, is required, and that patient is considered failed. So you can get pretty much everything else, but you miss one thing, and it counts against your accuracy. One thing that really bothers me about this whole control scheme, though, is that I'm using the mouse, I'm also using the keyboard, and as you can see down here, we have to type in words to get things to happen. Now, I looked through the patch notes for this game, and apparently in the first versions, you actually had to type in prescribe and discharge. They put in shortcuts P and D, which helps a lot because in order to enter, I now have to use my thumb to hit the enter key on my numpad over here, so I don't actually have to take my hand off the mouse to type. However, for other commands like remove, and later on we'll go through different pages of the diagnosis, you actually still have to type in the words, and I don't understand why the developers didn't just put in shortcuts for everything, but that's for another time. Interpret patient history observations, and if needed, select lifestyle advice, and type prescribe or P to finish. Okay, here we go. They feel lonely. Hey, you need a lifestyle change, and that is it. Hit P and they go away. Get 7 hours of sleep every night. You need nothing. We'll discharge you. Maria. A male named Maria. Okay. Quit smoking 2 years ago. Good for you. As far as I can tell, you don't need a damn thing, so go away. Day summary. Patient scene 3. Accuracy 100%. That will not be constant very shortly here. Press space to leave. You cannot trust your colleagues. Trust me. This crazy Dracker, whatever. I mean, I haven't played the game completely. I've played a little bit, past the tutorial levels and all that. So, spoilers possibly, but I have a feeling this is an AI. Unknown. Yes, okay. TO. So far. Hi. Great progress so far. Now you can start using the S.O.R.S scanner to diagnose the disease diabetes. Please look at the example diagnosis guide graph. All I'll say is be careful. Too many bad scan points will clot up your graph and make it harder to interpret. Bad scan points can be identified by the buzzer sound. As this is training, your bad scan points will appear orange, so you know which points to ignore. The training equipment has been specially modified for this. After training, error points will appear the same color as other points. You have been warned, because it doesn't make any friggin' sense to continue using such a helpful little thing in the real world to help doctors actually diagnose. No, it's just a training crutch, I guess. Whatever. Armando Nodo. Armonodo? Yeah, hello, I'm your buddy. In case you're wondering, that's corporate speak for friend. I'm here to help you learn the ropes. Dr. Tio is your manager. He's nice. He's probably told you about the facility and how they limit human contact. Ah well, it's not all bad. We try to get together after work. Enjoy training. Oh, and don't listen to Jane. She's a babuino. If you say so. I'm your real buddy. Here's Jane. Ignore what Armando says. I'm your real buddy. Okay, JK, we're both assigned. Standard practice is to give new recruits 2 buddies. I hope you're finding things okay so far. I'll try and help as best as I can. News alert! The Prime Minister has departed to attend the emergency meeting of world leaders to address the global population crisis. In this country, many public systems are straining under the pressure of a population that has exploded in recent years. Healthcare is badly affected, with average waiting times for appointments skyrocketing, even with telemedicine booths able to deal with many common health issues. Maybe you shouldn't have voted Tory. Go diagnosis guide. Ooh, political. Diabetes. Scan the patient's arms. To create a graph like the one below, ignore bad scan points, which are random. You must compare the heights, or the y-axis values, of the glucose and blood clusters. Keep scanning until you know which is higher. Attention, blood glucose cluster heights on the graph may vary, but one will always be higher. The glucose cluster is higher. If the glucose cluster is higher, prescribe diabetes disease. If the blood cluster is higher, the patient is healthy. Yes, and so it doesn't really explain this, but the glucose is always on the left, and the blood is always on the right. Background. Diabetes is a condition affecting millions of people, where the pancreas either does not make enough insulin, type 2, or any at all, type 1. Type 2 is more common and is affecting more and more people worldwide due to rising obesity levels. Insulin causes glucose, obtained from food, in the blood to be stored in cells and used as energy. Without enough insulin, or if it is not working properly, as in diabetes, glucose remains in the blood. Diabetes is a lifelong condition that can cause people to urinate excessively, feel tired, and can cause wounds to heal slowly. Symptoms occur because the body is trying to flush out the excess glucose in the blood via urine, or because glucose can't be stored as energy, which can lead to feeling tired. It is important to diagnose diabetes as soon as possible, as it gets progressively worse if left untreated. By 2030, it is expected that 4.6 million will be living with the condition in England. Now, I don't know when this game is set, but 2030, I mean, that's a very short time frame for this game to suddenly happen, and, it might. Diagnosis, okay, we've already gone through that. Treatment, if glucose is higher, prescribe diabetes. We do not yet prescribe, or rather treat, with insulin injections, but that will come. So let's see some patients. Many tribes lost their homes as the rainforests were gradually destroyed. Some still remain at ground level. What is that game? Beneath a Steel Sky, I believe, where people live in towers. Only the difference is, like, the rich people all live down at the bottom of the towers where there's, like, green and stuff, and all the poor people live up at the top where all the smokestacks are. Anyway, day target. Patients to C4. We only need to get 50% of them. Ignore orange bad scan points. Scan patient arms to build up diabetes graph. Also diagnose lifestyle advice. Right, can I move my mouse? Oh, are we having this mouse bug? I might have to fix this. We'll see. Oh, nope, I got my mouse. Okay. Sometimes when the game does that loading thing, it doesn't fully work. Okay, so all we have to do here is click on their arm and get a certain amount of points. Now I'm getting a lot of glucose. I'm trying to get some for blood. Can I get some actually working for blood, please? Thank you. There's one. So we know immediately they have diabetes. There are sometimes outliers. I mean, these random little points that will kind of throw you off, but I think generally, yeah, okay, that kind of confirms. So One thing about this scanner is that it moves kind of slowly, but if you click on one part of a body constantly, the scanner cooldown takes a little bit longer. So you actually have to move around on the body just to get it going a little bit faster, which adds to the difficulty of the game. Anyway, this person has diabetes, so prescribe them with diabetes, and we can do nothing to treat them, so we now have to let them go. Eventually this will be timed, just like in Papers, Please. And, yeah, that's gonna... So, I want one more blood. I really don't need it. I'm pretty sure this person doesn't have it. Yeah, you're free to go. Eat snacks instead of meals. Oh, lifestyle advice. I'm gonna get an error. Yeah, I forgot that. I forgot I had to do that. Hunches at work desk. Don't do that. So immediately, we'll prescribe the lifestyle choice. That's pretty low blood, so you probably have diabetes. Diabetes. Says they're healthy. Okay. I'll be the judge of that. Now, I don't know that it's a thing yet, but I believe a little bit later you have diabetes. The game hints that those error noises stress out the patient, and you can kind of see their heartbeat over here. I have a feeling later on we're going to have to deal with that. Anyway, you can go. Accuracy, 75%. It should have been 100, but I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy talking. Space to leave. Ghaz, you're almost ready to see real patients, but first we want to test you. Your next scanning session will be timed, yay, as the hospital has patient quotas set by the government. So, we only have a certain amount of time per patient, yeah. First test, priority emails. Priority emails, highlighted red, offer important choices that you should respond to before leaving your email screen. Priority emails will be deleted when you leave your email screen, so do not delay in answering them. Some emails, like this one, also offer limited two-way comms between employees. Make clear to intended recipients the required words or phrases. Your chat console to the right is now active. Only long-term staff can create priority and console chat messages, but anyone can reply. Okay, so we have to actually type in yes, so that the system knows I saw the email. The system is working correctly. Management decided a limited system like this one was better than a chat solution to avoid a drop in productivity. Sure. Jane, how are things? Just wanted to check in and see how things are. My first few days at this place were daunting. There was a lot to take in. But when I got to helping real people, making a difference in their lives, it made it so much easier. Hope it's all okay. Oh, and try not to get frightened by the alarms if a patient complains. Mine broke on my first day, and it kept going off and off until Armando fixed it for me. Best of luck. Yeah, we're doing okay. Good to hear. Things are hectic here sometimes, but it's a good place to work, sure. Diagnosis Guide. The Diagnosis Guide contains lots of information on diseases. All doctors are recommended to consult the guide frequently and commit some information to memory, so that when under time pressures you don't need to consult the guide. Or you could just write it down in front of you like I'm about to do. News alert! Our Time, a £5 million documentary film, has just been released. After 10 years in development, the film tracks the huge changes in cities across the world to cope with the global population crisis. It covers the gradual eradication of personal transport, the introduction of pedwalks, paving the way for civilians to move between buildings without needing to leave them. The film then follows the consequences of this move and includes new footage of Ground Level, a place being reclaimed by nature and also home to criminals, the homeless, and those who want to be forgotten. Great. So there's nothing new in the diagnosis guide, it looks like. We can now just go on and see more patients, this time with a timer. So this will be the last time, and then I'll call it an episode. Although technology has eliminated many menial jobs, some still exist. Many involve looking after entire floors filled with computer servers or 30 printers. Patients to see 4, 50% accuracy. Scanner color indicates cooldown. Time between scans. Yes, it does, and it's annoying. And eventually, I think we can get an upgrade to to lower that cooldown. But not for the first bit of the game anyway. So let's go. We got 5 minutes to see a few people. Quit smoking 2 years ago. Good enough. You don't need new lifestyle choices. Ooh, this might be kind of close. We need higher blood. Nope, you've got diabetes. At weekends, stays in and watches TV. That's not so bad, right? I mean, it's the weekend. Some people do that. Can I get a glucose, please? Come on. Come on. You can see my cooldown timer is taking... Okay, you got diabetes too. Lifestyle, I don't know if you need it. We'll send you away and we'll hope. Oh, come on. Really? That's not so bad. I mean, I spend my weekends on the computer. Maybe I need a lifestyle choice too. Drinks 8 or more units regularly. Good for you. I tried that once. I had to pee all the time. You've got diabetes. What? I missed lifestyle advice? She drinks plenty of water. What the fuck was that about? Tries to learn new skills. That's a healthy activity. You have diabetes. What the shit, game? That's perfectly fine to drink 8 glasses of water. It's recommended. Anyway, we hit the target, so I passed. Ghaz. Okay, great. Now for any patients with diabetes, I want you to prescribe an insulin injection. Don't forget to assign this treatment before prescribing. Yeah, so that's the next little bit here, and we actually have to flip a page to make it happen by typing in next, which is ridiculous. You should just hit N and it works. Anyway, upgrades. Guys, I hope you didn't find that too tough. Scanning is an art, and it'll take time to get good at it. Training is almost over, so we'll get someone to upgrade your equipment. Would you like a faster bed or faster scanner movement? Now that's an important distinction there, and hold on a minute. Okay, I had to kill a spider because it's an impulse. Anyway, so between choosing a faster scanner movement or bed, I believe the scanner movement only affects the actual movement of the cursor, not the cooldown time of the scanner itself. So really that's not terribly helpful because we still have to wait for a faster scanner cooldown time. So I think I would prefer a faster bed, since that will actually move the patient in and out a little bit quicker, and we can move on to the next diagnosis. So we'll go ahead and just go for the faster bed in that case. Let me know in the chat window. Due to budget constraints, upgrades are handed out sparingly, so use them wisely. Thanks, Dr. Tio. Okay, I want the bed. Interesting. You'll save time moving patients more quickly in and out of the room. Yes, I will. I think that's going to be much more useful. So, how are things, Armando? Hey, how's things? Hope you're settling in okay. I had a heck of a time settling in, but that was because I'd moved here from Italy. Lucky the global immigration ban doesn't touch doctors. Hey, I bet you could charge a small fortune for your medical credentials. Thanks, A. So, how's things? Good or bad? Things are good. Great. Easy peasy, isn't it? Well, sort of. Jane, drinks tonight? Hey, a few of us are going for drinks in a few minutes. Do you want to come along? Thanks, Jane. In a few minutes, you say. Well, we'll go ahead and say yes to this one. Cool. See you upstairs in the living quarters, bar 2. Now, I hope that because this is a red priority event, this is not going to have a terrible impact on the game. Like, I'll show up to work drunk, and then it'll make things a lot more difficult. When I was playing through this on my test game, I actually told her no, and things did get a little bit difficult. Not because of drinking or anything, but because the game just started to turn against me, and so this might have an impact. This might have a different impact. I guess we'll find out, but hopefully this is going to be a little bit more positive than choosing no. But I'm not really sure, so we'll have to find out and see how the decision works. Our right to the world. Members of our generation, do you not find it horrifying that the government sits by and does nothing whilst the population of the world grows on a daily basis? Our generation and our children's generation is at risk. If we don't do something now, there won't be space for us to live in. Stop new births and kill those whom break the law. I almost wonder if the spelling and grammatical errors are meant to reflect the education of the person who wrote this, or if they're just actual... Anyway, join us now. We're here, you're not.com. Right. Data leak. Dear all, unfortunately, the data leak is still present, and it appears some outside propaganda material is being sent to the facility and employees. Please do not engage with any of this material. Thanks, Dr. J. King. No problem. Okay, so that's all the emails. You can see the complexity is getting a little bit more ramped up, and the difficulty is going to get much worse, especially once the game itself begins to work against me. So I'm going to end this one here, and I will see you next time.